Alright, I'm gonna make a quick video on my camera. I'm filming one-handed on how to make a stringer out of just a twig that you find on the ground and some cordage. This happens to be dogbane cordage. And I'm out here about to fish on July 4th weekend. And it's a nice day outside, and I didn't bring a bucket, didn't bring a bag, didn't bring a net or anything like that. Because I knew I'd be able to make a stringer real quick. So this is a video on how to do that. Okay, I'm out. 4th of July weekend. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's nice and breezy. I'm on a nice little lake here. And not too many people around. That's awesome, even more awesome. And I'm just gonna walk through making a stringer. I intend on doing some fishing, and so I found a twig that I'm gonna make a stringer out of. As I didn't bring a bucket, and I like to travel and carry light, and I've got some reconstituted dogbane cordage. And what I mean by that is that I had some previous cordage that I had to break apart and retwist into some more cordage, so I'm reusing this. And so if I catch some fish, and I know I will, because I can see from here. You may not be able to see because of the camera. I can see the fish in the water. So there's fish out there, and this is a good spot. And so I fished it earlier, last week actually. And at any rate, I need to make a stringer right quick in case I catch anything. So I have my twig here, I got a blade, cutting tool, and my cordage. So first off, I want to use the length, and I'm probably going to use from this fork here to this first knot here. So I'm filming this kind of one-handed, so I'm just going to film this in stages. Okay, so I've basically broken off the length of the stick that I'm using, and what I want to do is I'm going to first need to drill a hole, and so I want to shave off a portion, make it as flat as possible, and then use my cutting tool to bore a hole into it where my string will fit into. Okay, so I've kind of shaved this down. This is going to be a rough job. I'm not really going for beauty. I'm just going for purpose. And so I've shaved this down. Now what I want to do is I want to take my my cutting tool, and towards the end here is just start to bore a hole into it. So basically I can place this on the ground, and what I'm going to be doing with my blade is going back and forth like so to make a hole. Okay? And then what it is then you whittle around your hole. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. This camera's having a hard time focusing. At any rate, I've whittled a hole on one side so that it's poking through to the other side. Now what I'm going to do is flip this around and start whittling the other way to meet in the middle and to create a larger opening. Basically like so. So I'm just going to meet in the middle. If this were a rock, I could abrade the same way. It would take a little while with a rock, or and it really kind of depends on how thinly you slice the stick. It determines how much effort you're gonna have to put into it. So I'm cheating, so to speak, using a metal blade, and so this is going faster than what normally would happen using just primitive tools. So voila, we have our hole all the way through. Pretty quick and easy, pretty simple. And now we have to surgically just whittle around it. And basically we're making a needle is essentially what we're doing. So after a little bit of whittling, this is essentially what we have. Now, I could use my blade and keep working at it until I get it to the right size and shape. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead up there and use the pavement, and I'm going to braid this down to the proper shape. That'll give me a little bit more control. It'll smooth it out and all that. going on the concrete. Or the asphalt, I should say. I used to do this a lot as a kid, wanting to make bows and arrows and spears and stuff before I actually knew how to make bows and arrows and spears. So this is an old school trick. So basically we have this configuration, and this should thread easily past the fish's gills. You don't want a big knot because sometimes it gets caught up when you're trying to do that. On the other end, a lot of times when you buy these stringers commercially, they usually have some sort of ring or loop attached to it. But the thing is I'm still building onto this. As you can see, it's still frayed. I may take this off and use it for something else. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to create the loop out of this by just basically making a looped overhand knot, or double overhand knot, or figure 4 knot. So there it is. It's just a looped overhand knot that once if I get anything, I'd run the stringer through the gills of the fish and then run this through the loop, especially of the first one. And it would go through the loop, and then it would basically that would be the first fish would be the anchor fish, and then after that all of the fish would be able to would string onto this like so. So again, in the field, this is how you would make a quick and dirty stringer, provided you have a cutting tool and some cordage. And this is dog mane cordage that I'm using. This is natural fibers. It is early July and nettles are about ready to make. You could use sedges in a quick pinch as well as a grass. So there you go. This is how you make a stringer. Quick and dirty stringer for fishing. Okay, so here's the stringer, and these are the fish that I caught. Not very big ones, but enough of these make a meal. And this is how the stringer works.